It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 13th day of August, 2021. I'm coming to you from Central Virginia, Forest in Bedford County. Excuse me, a little frog in my throat there. We do have a guest that will be with us in a few minutes. Melissa McCormick Davis is going to be on. Just got a message from her. She's got a little sidetracked and will be 5 minutes or so, which is fine because I had a couple things I need to cover first. So, first, while I'm thinking about it, Gretchen, if you are on, I don't see you yet, but when you come on, Gretchen, thank you for the wonderful donation in support of this channel. It's always appreciated. And I think recently, folks, I may have missed some super chats and super stickers. So thanks to all you guys. You know who that's intended for. On a personal note, most of you know I went to the oncologist yesterday to get the results of my latest MRI, and it was completely clear. So all those little things that were all through my body are now gone. So that's a good thing. My numbers are still down. They are not as down as low as they were, which the oncologist said that that's kind of normal. But as long as the PSA rating stays less than 10, we don't have to worry about it. I go back in 3 months for another Lupron shot. But anyway, the good news from yesterday, other than everything is completely clear, is they scheduled me for surgery next Thursday to remove this port in my neck. That, folks, is a good thing. Because every now and then I bump it or I, putting a shirt on or whatever, and it hurts. I mean, that's a big thing down in your jugular vein, and it sucks. So anyway, that's happening next Thursday. So I get it out finally. All right. Got to look at the weather. Quite a bit to do in the weather forecast areas. First of all, about 850 miles east of the Lesser Antilles, that's the red X on your map there, is a system to watch. 80% chance of development over the next 48 hours, and then another 80% chance over the next 5 days. So that's a system that obviously has a good chance of becoming a lot more than it is. The center of Fred is near the north coast of Cuba. The current location is 60 miles northeast of Camagüey, Cuba, which is 315 miles east-southeast of Key West. Maximum sustained winds 35 miles an hour, west-northwest at 10 miles an hour, pressure's 1,013 millibars. Fred's expected to move along or just north of the eastern and central Cuba coast through tonight, be near the Florida Keys on Saturday and near the west coast of Florida on Sunday. Now, from today into Monday, 3 to 7 inches of rain is anticipated across the Keys, southern and central Florida towards the Big Bend. Could get as much as 10 inches in places. So currently there is nothing happening with the ports. There's been no changes with either Port Miami or Fort Lauderdale as far as scheduling of ships in and out. It looks to me that this, while there is some chance of it strengthening some, whether it gets back to tropical force, storm force, is kind of questionable to me. I think we're probably looking at a rain event, which I said yesterday. So that's what's happening with that. Now, Hurricane Linda out in the Pacific. Linda continues to intensify. Currently, she's 425 miles southwest of Cabo Corrientes, Mexico, which is about 450 miles south of the southern tip of Baja California. Maximum sustained winds 90 miles an hour. She's moving west-northwest at 13 miles an hour, and the central pressure is 987 millibars. Strengthening is expected over the next day or so, and Linda could be near major hurricane strength by tomorrow afternoon, and then weakening is forecast to begin by late this weekend. So that's where we stand with the weather, guys. I do have a couple other things to make mention of this morning. Some of you, and this has seemingly caused some problems with some people, and I don't understand why, but Celebrity Cruises announced, it's been a couple days ago now, that they're canceling 4 upcoming cruises from the United States for the Celebrity Summit. The vessel's been sailing successfully from St. Martin in the Dutch Caribbean for about 2 months now and is set to make its return to the States. The return to the States has to wait because of the quarantine period being allowed to set sail again from U.S. ports. This is due to the rules and regulations set out in this conditional sail order from the CDC. Now, folks, this does not change any other cruise ships. Only there's actually 2 cruise ships that fall into this category that are sailing outside the U.S. and coming to the U.S. to sail from the U.S. later on. And by the regulation, they have to quarantine for 14 days before they can sail from U.S. ports. Has nothing to do with any of the other cruise ships that are already sailing, that are already have their green cards and whatever, and have passed the CDC's rules and regs and the conditional sail order. Has nothing to do with any other cruise line, any other cruise ships, just Celebrity Summit and Adventure of the Seas that's sailing out of Nassau. Nobody else. And so what they've had to do was, where they had some scheduled cruises for Celebrity Summit, is they backed them up to get that 14 days of quarantine period so they can safely sail from U.S. ports now. So that's plain and simple. That's all it is. Has nothing to do with any changes, any lawsuits, any other cruise lines. Nothing. Everybody just kind of went bonkers over that one. All right. Royal Caribbean is temporarily suspending visits to its private island destination of Labadee in Haiti. It's not a private island. It's private. It's owned, developed by Royal Caribbean, Labadee, Haiti. Guests on the October 10th sailing of Allure of the Seas have been informed that Labadee has been removed from the itinerary due to the unrest in Haiti. The State Department warning is level 4, the highest category. It states, do not travel to Haiti due to kidnapping, crime, and civil unrest. The warning continues, kidnapping is widespread and victims regularly include U.S. citizens. Kidnapping cases often involve ransom negotiations, and U.S. citizen victims have been physically harmed during kidnapping. So, to help continue to keep people safe from this situation in Haiti, you remember the president got assassinated, and there's all this unrest over there. Okay, so it's continued. So they're going to not go to Labadee for fear of having problems if you get off the boat in Labadee. So the positive news from Royal Caribbean, and this will be my last story, and I'll bring my guest in. 2 more Royal Caribbean ships have received their conditional sailing certificates from the CDC. Symphony of the Seas and Ovation of the Seas, and they're going to be all sailing real soon. So, all right. With no further ado, we're going to have a little Chillie chats this morning with Melissa. Melissa, Let's see.
Hi.
You can hear me. I can hear you. That's good.
Good. Chillie, it's so good to see you. How are you?
Good. This is, I had good news yesterday. They're going to take the stupid port out of my neck next Thursday.
Okay, good.
My scan's all clear.
Good.
I feel better than I felt in years. If I could get rid of the oxygen, man, it'd be like the cat's meow.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit of you have to take that thing everywhere you go, don't you?
Sure do. Yeah.
Including the bar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to do that. And they won't let me on a cruise ship with it because of the level that I'm at. So that could change, one of these days. So we'll have to see on that one.
Well, you look well. It's been a long time since I saw you. So it's good to see you.
And like I say, right now I'm feeling good. The other thing that's happening now, and we'll get to the subject matter here shortly. The other thing that's helped me a lot, I'm taking this pulmonary therapy.
Yeah.
PT, physical therapy, and they're working my butt off. Oh my God, they're working me. But I'm getting stronger.
Good.
I love it. I'm really excited to go every day. So that's helping too.
No, that's good, and you need that. That sounds fantastic. Well done. All
right, now you finally got to go on a cruise ship.
I did.
And I hate to say it, but it was a bit of a controversial cruise ship.
Yes, it is controversial. I think it'll always be controversial. And I can definitely speak to that. And I think it's good that it's controversial, because when something's controversial, everyone talks about it. And it's controversial. But, I've been in and around the cruise ship industry for about 25 years. So, I've cruised on the old cruise ships, the traditional cruise ships, the ones that maintain the traditions. And, people are really loyal to their cruise line, but there's a lot to boast about with Virgin that I thought was so innovative and so fantastic that it outshines, all the other stuff. And Emma Cruises and I were talking about it, and she's going on it, the Virgin Voyages today, the Scarlet Lady. So it'll be really good to get her feedback too, because her background is all in budget cruising. And so not sure if it ticks that box. So she will come back and let us know. But, I thought it was fantastic. I can't wait to go back on another cruise ship. But here we are. I mean, I'm English, and it was a UK crowd, and we want different things than the American cruiser wants. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when the ship starts sailing in the US. Oh, I think you're muted. I can't hear you. You know what, Chillie, I can actually keep talking. So talking is not something I don't need any encouragement. So you just carry on figuring out the sound, and I'll just keep talking. That's one thing my mother used to always say is, Melissa, you need to stop talking every now and again. But in this instance, I think I need to keep talking till Chillie comes back with the sound. I know there's nothing I can do. But I know there's lots of comments. Emily, I can't hear Chillie either. He's figuring out. But let me tell you a little bit more about Scarlet Lady until Chillie figures it out. And I know Chillie was having technical issues before, so if you just want to be a bit patient. Oh, that's good. You can hear me. I'll keep talking. So basically, so let me tell you what doesn't work. The app is still not working. And I know the Iona, their maiden voyage was at the same time as Scarlet Lady, and their app is absolutely fantastic. But the app is something that they're working on, and I know that by the time you guys in America start sailing on it, the app will be figured out by then. It's just an app. I'm sure they'll sort it out. But the thing about the app is that you can see that when it does work, it will be amazing, because I don't know about other cruise lines, but on Virgin, you can actually download the app before you get on board the ship. And seem to think that with a lot of other cruise lines, you can't download their app until you actually get on board. So that was one good thing. And the thing that we could do was actually book in the check-in time, which would have been perfect. So because now we all, have to do a COVID test before we go on board, and the cruise line very kindly paid for that. So, I've gone. I'm back. So basically we we got told to, don't worry, Chillie, I'll keep talking, don't worry. Okay. Basically, we got told that we had to get there an hour before, no earlier. So we booked to check in at 3:30 in the afternoon. We arrived at 2:30. And there was a little bit of a line, and they told us that the system went down, it crashed. And I think with anything else, that these cruise lines, they contract other companies to take care of things. So there was another company taking care of the COVID, a sort of a concession company. So that wasn't anything, to do with it. Virgin Cruises is a bad idea for the CEO, but hey, why not? It won't work. Okay, cool. Thanks for your comment. I met the CEO, actually. He was on the gangway when we got off the ship. I think it's Tom, right? And he was super friendly. And my husband, he'd got a tattoo when he was on board. Why not? The first tattoo parlor on a cruise ship. Actually, he had a tattoo fix, which was interesting. But yeah, there was a guy called Tom on the gangway. I asked him who he was, and he said he was the CEO. So I don't know if that's true or not. So anyway, let's go back to the check-in. So yeah, they had a little bit of a glitch, and we didn't get on board the ship for an hour. But I've got to say, tell all of you out there, what do you think of like the muster drill? How boring is the muster drill? You have to get your life jacket on. You have to stand out on deck sometimes, or sit into a lounge for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And I know that it's important. It's a safety drill. But if you've ever flown on a Virgin Atlantic airline, you'll know that their safety videos are quite entertaining, and Virgin Voyages doesn't disappoint. So basically, because we got on late, we went to our muster station straight away. We didn't have to take our life jacket. We got there and we sat down in one of the restaurants, and they handed us an iPad, and my husband and I we watched a very entertaining safety video. So that was cool. And then after that, we made a reservation in one of the dining rooms. The food was out of this world. And I have sailed on Crystal, Oceania, Regent, Seabourn, Royal Caribbean, Princess. I've sailed and worked on all of them, and I was highly impressed with the food. It was unbelievable. So they have the extra virgin Italian restaurant, and we chose to eat there that night. No, we can't hear you now. Oh, what a shame.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes. Yay. Chillie's back.
You were doing such a wonderful job. I was afraid to try it. Okay, so now I am back. Now,
right when we're talking about food.
Continue on with the mustard drill.
Yeah. Well, the mustard, so the mustard drill was really entertaining. The first night we ate in Extra Virgin, which is the Italian restaurant. And then we ate in the Mexican restaurant, which was unbelievable. The fish was absolutely delicious. We had lobster. And then we ate in the test kitchen. Test kitchen, I wasn't that interested in, but all the guests were raving about it. All the guests were like, you have to eat in the test kitchen. So we went to the test kitchen, and it's culinary food meets science. And oh my God, it was amazing. The food was absolutely delicious. The experience was wonderful. So you have to eat in the test kitchen. The food was like art. And if you head over to my YouTube channel, Cruise Shop Save, there's a couple of pictures that I have on there because I did a Q&A last week. So check it out.
I put a link, by the way, to your Q&A in the description of this program. So if anybody wants to check that, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. So
thank you, Chillie. Thank you. Well, you're the one that watched it.
Oh yeah, I've watched it. Yeah, I'm the one that watched it. Right. I hear you. Okay. The first question that I was going to ask you when thank God you took over the show. One of the advice was given that to get on the Scarlet Lady, and we assume any Virgin Voyages ship, was to do so with an open mind.
Yes.
Do you still feel that is good advice?
Yes, 100%. Because I got on board the ship and I was already started to become a little bit disappointed in a couple of things. So number one, I was disappointed that there wasn't a welcome aboard show. And as you know, when you get on board a cruise ship, you're a little bit, oh, what's all this? What's going on? Any ship. And it's almost like the welcome aboard show is welcome on board. It's what it says. It's welcome on board. You're tired, you're jet lagged. I mean, I wasn't jet lagged because it sailed out of the UK and, you know, we're doing these drive cruises at the moment. But I felt a little bit, you know, do they care that I'm even here? This is a little bit weird. And everyone was the same. Everyone was kind of like, oh, who are you? And what do we do? And where are we going? And what's happening? You know, so at first I was like, there's no welcome aboard show. I think they should have a welcome aboard show. There should be a cruise director that welcomes us all on board the ship. But once I got over that, I realized that actually all the crew are the welcome aboard show. The crew are the ones that made me feel welcome. And I was able to move around the ship because I wasn't sat in front of a show. I was in the bars, I was at the events, I was having dinner, and I was really immersing myself in the crew, in the ship, as I felt like it. I didn't have to be at a show at a certain time. I didn't have to be at dinner at a certain time, only the dinner that we booked. And we sat in a bar. There's a surprise, Chillie. We were in a bar.
Oh, heavens.
I know.
Shocking.
I know. And yeah, and we just got to know all the bar staff, and then all the passengers started to congregate, and we were sitting around the bar and we were chatting, and that was more mingling than a welcome aboard show. So you ended up mingling a lot more on the first night and meeting our fellow passengers. So I got over it. And then after a while, I just thought, well, where's my newsletter with all the activities that's going on next day? And I realized it's all on my app that I had to keep uploading because it wouldn't work. But when it did work, I could see, okay, you can book classes, you can go here, you can go there. And I got over it. And that's why I say, don't waste time thinking, oh God, where's this? It's not there. But so just embrace and be open-minded about everything. And the biggest mistake I made a couple of schoolgirl errors. Number one was I should have downloaded that app well in advance. And I know some people have had issues with it, so that I could then see what the daily activities were and I knew what to pack for, because I downloaded it the morning before I embarked. So that was a big mistake. So that's number one. And number two, just to be prepared for the first night to jump in and have fun.
All right. One of the things that I found interesting was it's like 90% of all the cabins are balconies. Is that in fact the way it really is? Do
you know what? I would be lying if I said true, because I don't know the answer. I'm so sorry. We had a sea terrace cabin, so we had a balcony cabin. Do you know what? It probably is true, because you know the ship itself has a lot of outs. You know, they're all balcony cabins, so that actually likely is true. And the sea terrace cabin was more than adequate for us. It was perfect. But I know how Emma Cruises feels about an inside cabin. I think I would struggle with that small space. And, you know, they have a philosophy where they want you to be out and about, but, you know, you have to be in your cabin. Sometimes you want to chill out in your cabin on the balcony, have a drink, and just be alone, because there's so much going on. And you want to play music. They didn't have any music in the cabin. I gave that feedback because I was shocked that you couldn't play. You know, Virgin, in the UK, we have Virgin V Festival, and they have Virgin artists, and Richard Branson's link to Virgin Records. So what they have people on board the ship that anyone can go and talk to, and they take on board everything that you're saying. They're a brand new cruise line. They want to hear. I've had 3 requests for surveys. I've actually had someone email me from Virgin Red that wants to talk to me. So they absolutely want to hear what everybody. It's not like they're going, we're Virgin and we're going to do it our way. They will be changing a ton of stuff because you're the customer. And if you don't like something and there's an absolute public outcry, they will change it. And that's the beauty of this cruise line, because when I spoke to some people from head office that were on board the ship, and there's a ton of people from head office, I actually spoke to the guy who's developed the app. Chillie, he's about 12 years old.
Get out.
He's so young, but it's not just him, but he has a whole team of people. They know they've got a ton of issues, but they will fix it. It's like when Disney came out. I don't know if anybody remembers when Disney came out. That was completely different. They're like, we're different. We're not going to do everything the same cruise lines do. But they did. They changed everything, you know?
Do you feel that Virgin is still targeting the millennials?
No. I feel like that's a misconception because, yes, the dilemma is, are Virgin targeting millennials who can't necessarily pay for these prices of the cabins? And I know why they're charging these prices, because the food is top notch. I mean, we ate more than, like, if we had to eat in all those restaurants in London or Miami or New York or any big city, we would have spent way more money than what we spent on that cruise. So I think they're targeting young at heart. I'm 53, you're 21, right?
Yeah.
At heart.
And a half century plus.
I mean, I saw a lady in her 70s one night in the lounge, and the live music was on, and they were doing a load of covers like Queen and, you know, some great cover music. And she was dancing. She must have been in her 80s. She was loving it.
I've often said my last date was with a 96-year-old woman. That's true.
Yeah,
and
it's young at heart.
Stitch.
It's young at heart. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was different age groups. There was different, people from different ethnic groups. There was people from different genders. And that's what made it really cool, because I live in a bubble, like we all do because of COVID. We've all been in this bloody bubble. Can I swear? And it was just so nice to get out. And one thing I noticed was the staff, the crew and the staff were a lot more relaxed. They had tattoos. They had their own individuality. They had weird hair. And it was so cool to watch, because I know a lot of cruise lines are very, like, kind of stuck in the ways. They won't hire crew that have tattoos or piercings. But that's the world we live in. You go to a restaurant, a really high-end restaurant, and you could get it's probably, you might have yellow hair or pink hair.
Yeah.
That's the reality today. And that's what I love. The crew and the staff are amazing.
What about this? One of the things that I found awful with the first time around, back when they had the publicity tour before the shutdown, was the swimming pools. My bathtub's bigger than the swimming pool.
It's not a swimming pool though, Chillie. That's the big mistake.
Yeah.
That ain't no swimming pool. No, it's not a swimming pool. It's a plunge pool. It's a, and again, there's been a massive public outcry about that. So they'll likely create a swimming pool, next time. My impression was, I don't want to go on a cruise and swim laps. Some people do. I get that. You do see people in the pool, crazies, down there in the pool. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. If you like to get up early in the morning and swim, I'm only jealous because I'm still sleeping because I just got to bed now.
Yeah, I'm one of those early morning guys. I'm usually in the buffet and with getting my coffee at 5 a.m., an hour before the buffet is even open. But anyway, that's just me.
But you ain't in the pool.
Well, no, but then as soon as I have my breakfast, which is, as soon as they open the buffet, then I have to work on my vegetable level, which means, of course, a Bloody Mary and get in the pool.
One a day. Absolutely.
I usually get in the hot tub rather than the pool, but that's also was my stuff.
So
by the way, I got to clarify one thing to
Sure.
Crazy Jason up there in Pittsburgh. He goes, "Oh my God, Chillie, 96-year-old dude." No, it wasn't a 96-year-old dude. It was a 96-year-old lady. I just wanted to, clarifying it. Not that I matter one way or the other, but anyway, I was clarifying for Jason. Jason's my buddy up in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He just got home from the Celebrity Equinox, so he's one of my numbers that's been able to cruise. I've got a couple that have been able to get out.
Jason, you're so lucky. I would love to go on that ship. I've seen all the pictures. That's on my bucket list. Yeah, and that's a great deal. But yeah,
he just said he spent $2,400 for his cruise on Celebrity for 2 people.
How long?
All inclusive. It's the best deal and the best cruise ever.
Wow.
Now,
how long was it? 7 days?
Yeah, 7 days.
That's a great deal.
One of the things that I'm starting to hear about is that the original prices of Virgin's of Scarlet Lady has started to come down quite a bit, and it's becoming much more of a, I wouldn't say it's a moderate price, but it's definitely coming down to a more affordable price. Because when I first looked at it too, I said, wow, that's pretty stout for, an old fat guy like me.
Yeah.
But then again, if you start comparing apples to apples, just like Celebrity could be a little bit more expensive than, say, a Carnival, but you're getting a little difference in the service, the food, maybe the entertainment, so there's value that makes that price a little different. So I think you can't look just totally at the price, but I understand those prices are coming down a bit.
I know why the prices are the way they are because to me, on Celebrity, they've got specialty dining that you pay extra for. They have that on every ship, but they don't have it on Virgin. Yeah. The actual restaurants are specialty dining. They are good quality steaks. It's a great steakhouse, fabulous food. The Mexican is not like burritos and fajitas, which I love. Don't get me wrong. Ooh, I could eat one right now. But it's lobster and halibut and this gorgeous steak dish. And it was really high quality, good quality food. And you don't pay any extra for them. The Gumbai, we went on the last night, where it's a barbecue and you cook your own food. It's very interactive. We had fantastic fish to start with. The sides were high quality. And then we had steak and the pork and it was just really good. And then the test kitchen, honestly, we were working it out. If we'd gone to a restaurant, so we ate in 4 specialty restaurants that would easily be $100 per head, just the food alone. But the starter, the main dish, a dessert, and appetizer, maybe, the mouche bouche thing. That's where I think the pricing is. And that's why I say go with an open mind. Mm-hmm. In the beginning, you might think, that's expensive for a cruise, but there's not a buffet. There's no buffet. The buffet is like a food market. So you go up and you can have noodles, there's a bento, there's an American diner, there's like a pastry bar, so you can have your sandwiches and there's a dessert place, like a French patisserie. It's not your bulk food like in the troughs. Don't get me wrong, I love that, especially when I'm hungover. Pile of chips, bacon sandwich, thank you very much, I'll have that. I love my food. I don't really complain much about food. I very rarely complain about food unless it's really horrendous. But I appreciate good food. And I think the food absolutely outshone other ships that I've ever been on. And I see where the price comes from.
I feel so much better about Scarlet Lady and Virgin Voyages in general, just from talking to you and getting some positive vibes, because I was getting way too many negative vibes. And then we had the problems with trying to get Wi-Fi signals, which that one's
Wi-Fi is terrible. But
yeah.
let me tell you something. I mean, I've been on Viking. Wi-Fi's been terrible. You know, it's all to do with the satellite. If it's a cloudy day, believe it or not, that affects the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with Virgin specifically. But maybe a little bit it is. I'm not that technically minded where I understand it enough. But the amount before the pandemic, the amount of cruise ships that I've gone on for work, and you know, the Regent could never get on the bloody Wi-Fi. Oceania couldn't. You know, the Wi-Fi. It's the biggest. I think it's the number one complaint that people have.
Yeah.
And especially when you pay for it. Yeah. That's the most annoying part. Morella, oh my God, they're refunding everybody out the yin-yang with them. There's not a cruise ship I've ever really gone on where the Wi-Fi's really worked. Possibly P&O have got it right because they're sailing around the UK. I mean, you could argue Virgin is sailing around the UK at the moment. I don't know the answer, but yeah, the Wi-Fi was not great. But you know what? After a while, I'm looking at the phone here and, you know, I'm on a cruise. Get me another cocktail. Why am I on my bloody phone? Enjoy yourself.
You know, I'm. By the way, were all the drinks included, or did you have to?
No. So that's another thing as well. It's completely different that I ask. You know, I say be open, right-minded. So all your sodas free, your coffee, filter coffee and tea, water, that's all free. And they serve you. They'll bring that to you. They'll serve that, so you don't have to go to a dispenser everywhere you go and just help yourself. It is actually served to you if you want it. What we did was we bought a bar tab. And so this will make you laugh. It's me and my husband going for 4 nights, and we bought one bar tab. So how it worked was you paid $300 for a bar tab, and they give you an extra $100 for free. So we ended up with a $400 bar tab, which is great because the drink
$100 a day, you know.
$100, yeah. But we did one. We should have done one each because that offer currently is only available before you get on board the ship. So if you like to have a couple of cocktails in the evening and in the day, make sure you get one each.
Well, I mean, hell, I've been known to run up $1,000 bar bill on a cruise just for myself.
Chillie, you need 4 of those, 3 of those.
No doubt about it. I
do
that. When I get on a cruise, everything that happens on a cruise stays on a cruise, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Of course, if I hadn't had cocktails on cruises, I'd weigh 126 pounds, not close to 300. But that's neither here nor there. Amy wants to know something. Would cruisers over 60 like Virgin? They seem to be reaching for a younger crowd. That's what I thought too, but now I'm beginning to think differently.
No, yeah, it depends what you like. I mean, you know, you can get someone in their 20s that doesn't like to have fun. I don't know. It depends what you like. It depends what you want. Personally, I loved it, and it was they have like the entertainment was great. I've seen one of the best shows I've ever seen on a cruise ship on Virgin. It was so different. I have never in my life seen a show like this. It was called Dual Reality. It was in like a gym hall, like not even kidding you. It was like going to watch a baseball match, honestly. So we were in bleachers, you know, on either side. I mean, and we weren't even ready for dinner. It was an early show. We thought we'll go to that and then we'll get changed for dinner and enjoy our evening. So we sat there and I was like, oh, well, it's an hour. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen? Oh my God, Chillie. It was amazing. I cried. I laughed. I was amazed. I was stunned. It was so fantastic. So fantastic. Anyone who's going on a Virgin Voyages cruise and that show is still there, which I hope it's a resident show, Dual Reality will blow your mind.
I got to go back and check a little bit into the chat room here. The Cruising Poo. That's not a new name for me. 9 days till we sail on Allure. That's awesome.
Fantastic. Amazing.
And Amy says her September Allure of the Seas cruise has dropped Haiti and Jamaica. Yeah. The Haiti situation is because of the unrest there.
Yes. So if anyone's looking for maps, that's what I do. when I worked on cruise ships, I used to do all the maps, and we provide shopping coupons from reputable stores in the islands. And I know, Chillie, you and I talked about this before.
Yeah.
These islands have lost their income. They don't have anything else. They have the tourism, and that's it. And so literally they've just had to sit back and wait for the cruise ships to come back. So if you go over to my website, Cruise Shop Save, you can register. Tell us, Amy, you're going to Cozumel, Nassau, Costa Maya. We can send you their accurate maps so you can explore ashore on your own if you like. And there's some shopping coupons on the back for like free gifts and extra discounts and fun things for you to do as well. So just let us know what you need and I'll be happy to help. Yes, I agree, Jason. It's been tough. Yeah.
And that is, by the way, folks, in case I just put it up, cruiseshopsave.com.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
That's the website.
That's right.
Yeah.
And let's try and, we're not asking you to buy a big old diamond or anything like that unless you really want to. But as you know, it's tax and duty free. So the watches are a great deal. But also the souvenirs are really cool. And go ashore, and I know, Chillie, you'll be doing this in Nassau when you go back. Go and have a cocktail.
Well, I got to go get my pina colada from my gal.
Absolutely.
She's missed me, I bet.
I bet she has. Yeah, more than you know. It's important, really important.
Gretchen says, oh my, if I drank $1,000 worth, they'd send me home in a box or a wheelchair. Well, remember, for the last 5 or 6 years, I've been doing it from a scooter. That's close to a wheelchair. So, anyway, all right, that's going to wrap us up for today, folks. Melissa, I can't thank you enough. I feel so much better about Scarlet Lady and Virgin Voyages. Cool. And everybody, you guys go check out Melissa's website, and also down in the description down here, it's down that way, the description to this silliness, there is a link to her Q&A session, which is, you want to find out some more information on the Scarlet Lady.
Yeah.
You take some time and go watch that. It's well worth the watch. So
thanks for watching. Thanks for
all right, Melissa, thank you so much. And we'll talk again real soon.
We will, darling. Take care.
All right. And thanks to everybody for being with me today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel. This is the Old Fat Travel Guide. See you next time. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.